Imagine you're walking down a busy street. Suddenly, someone collapses right in front of you. You freeze for a second, and then you notice something strange. There are dozens of people around, but no one is stepping forward to help. Why? You would think that the more people present, the higher the chance someone would help. But psychology tells us something very different. In fact, the opposite is often true. This is known as the bystander effect, a powerful psychological phenomenon that explains why people are less likely to help in an emergency when others are around. And it reveals something surprising and a little uncomfortable about human nature. The bystander effect matters because it doesn't just happen in extreme situations. It shows up in everyday life, online, in public spaces, even at school or work. Understanding it could mean the difference between action and inaction when it matters most. The concept became widely studied after a tragic real-life event in 1964. The murder of Kitty Genovese in New York City. Early reports claim that dozens of people witnessed the attack but failed to intervene. While later investigations showed the story was more complex, it sparked a crucial question in psychology. Why do people hesitate to help when others are present? This question led to groundbreaking research by psychologists John Darley and Bibb Latan in the late 1960s. In one of their most famous experiments, participants were placed in a room and asked to fill out a questionnaire. Suddenly, smoke began to fill the room through a vent. When participants were alone, most of them quickly reported the smoke, but when they were in a group where others appeared unconcerned, something shocking happened. Many participants did nothing. They simply sat there, ignoring the smoke. In another study, participants heard someone having what sounded like a seizure over an intercom. When they believed they were the only witness, they rushed to help. But when they thought other people were also listening, response times slowed dramatically. And so didn't he help at all. So what's going on inside the human mind in these moments? One key explanation is diffusion of responsibility. When many people are present, each individual feels less personally responsible to act. The responsibility gets spread out across everyone. Your brain essentially tells you, someone else will handle this. Another factor is social influence, or what psychologists call pluralistic ignorance. This happens when people look to others to decide how to behave. If no one else seems concerned, your brain assumes there's no real emergency, even if your instincts say otherwise. It's a subtle but powerful form of social pressure. There's also the fear of being wrong. What if it's not actually an emergency? What if you overreact and embarrass yourself? That hesitation can stop people from acting even. When someone genuinely needs help, to understand this better, think about everyday situations. Imagine you hear a loud argument in public. You pause, unsure if it's serious. You glance around. No one else is reacting, so you keep walking. Or consider social media. Someone posts something clearly distressing, maybe even a cry for help. Hundreds of people see it but assume someone else will respond. The bystander effect doesn't require a crowd in the physical sense. It can happen anywhere people share awareness. But here's something important. The bystander effect is not about people being selfish or uncaring. In fact, most people want to help. The problem is that our brains are wired to interpret social situations in ways that can unintentionally suppress action. It's a cognitive shortcut, an automatic response influenced by context. And the good news is, once you understand it, you can overcome it. One of the most effective ways to break the bystander effect is to make responsibility clear and direct. For example, instead of shouting, "Someone help," a person in need should point to a specific individual and say, "You please call for help." This removes ambiguity and eliminates diffusion of responsibility. If you're the bystander, awareness is your biggest tool. The moment you notice yourself hesitating, ask, "Am I waiting because others aren't acting?" That question alone can snap you out of passive mode and into action. Another powerful strategy is to assume responsibility even if others are present. Research shows that when just one person takes initiative, it often encourages others to follow. Action is contagious. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be first. The bystander effect also teaches us something deeper about human behavior. We are highly influenced by the people around us, often more than we realize. Our decisions, even moral ones, are shaped by subtle social cues, but it also means we have the power to influence others in return. Every time you choose to act, you're not just helping one person, you're setting an example for everyone watching. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where someone might need help, remember this. The crowd is not a guarantee of action. Sometimes the difference between something happening and nothing happening is just one person deciding to step forward. And that person could be you. So here's a question to leave you with. If everyone is waiting for someone, who goes first?